Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Imani and I love all things planner and self-care related, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss new content. Thank you all so much for the love on last week's video. It definitely feels good to be back. And as you can see, things look a little different. So what I'm going to do is walk through how I set up this planner. Honestly, last week, as soon as I mentioned having this sort of agenda folio, I told myself it's time, let's switch into it. And I'm glad I did. It's such a beautiful look and I can't wait to show y'all how I set it up. And then of course, in the second half of the video, we will plan for the upcoming week. So grab your planner, grab your favorite beverage, grab all the planner accessories you need and come plan with me. So I have had this agenda folio for a very, very long time. When I originally started switching to more minimal planning and discovered cloth and paper, I actually had a black agenda folio that had gold rings. Of course, when I first discovered the planner with black rings, like that black on black look was everything that I was looking for. So I was so happy when I picked this up. And ever since I got the LV, the Louis Vuitton Agenda Folio as well, I've been switching them out. And of course, as soon as I discovered half letter, I moved away from A5 for a very long time, but it feels good to be back. Let's hop into it so I can show you how I set it up. Now, I'll be honest with you, I usually don't like the color red. I don't think it looks great against my skin. I feel like I kind of have red undertones sometimes. So I don't know, I don't normally wear red, but when I was going through my planner accessories, I said, you know what, like this is a time of the year to really just make bold choices and do things that I don't normally do and tap into that creativity that I'm trying to sort of rediscover. So once I pulled out all the red, I said, you know what, let's just go for it. So over here, I have one of the envelopes that we got in a subscription box a couple months ago, and I put just a few planner accessories that I thought would be really helpful to have front and center. So these page pin, sort of like really skinny page flags, those were an easy choice. And then some just decorative planner cards that I can use to change things out every now and then, just to add a little flair. But I really like this, super happy with it. And then I stuck just a few more extra accessories, stickers, etc. in the back over here. This is what I'm proud of over on this side. I love how this turned out in last week's video, and it's the perfect antithesis to this side. So I wanted to go a little bit bolder after not only planning but watching last week's video. I said, how can I like really lean into the creativity? So I said, let me bring the red front and center over here but still have the subtleness on this side. Chef's kiss, perfect match, absolutely love it. So, and one additional change that I did make was just add more sort of the binder clips and more decorative elements to the planner. So as you'll see, a lot of this looks normal, but I've been using this right here. I've been using this to sort of clip the first few pages because this is what I really need right here. And when it is time to, open this up, I just take it right off. So I'm gonna put that back. So I am hiding a sticky note with a content idea, so we'll just keep that covered. But one thing I did want to show was how I used this page for the first time in a very long time. And by very long time, I really do mean never. I never use this page, but something told me just to try it out. It's not my favorite, but it's cute. I think it's not horrible. I will try it again just to see how it works for me, so we'll see. Here are the two inner pages so far. We have the brain dump over here, and then we have the gratitude log here. And then here are my plans for this week. As you can see, I've definitely been leaning heavily into sticky notes this week. They were just calling my name, y'all. I really don't know. And honestly, it was so authentic. Like I opened my planner, wanted to sit down and plan, and I did it this day. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, I said, you know what? Let me just grab a sticky note, get everything out of my brain that I know I want to accomplish and get it written down. So that's how I kind of approached almost every day this week, just grabbing a sticky note, whatever's close by, and writing down on that sticky note. Okay, so I pulled out the inserts for this upcoming week. I do have the Kokuyo ME gel pen picked out. Love the pens that I have, but this one never lets me down. So I'm hoping there's no skipping this time. As usual, I want to start with kind of laying out what next week will look like. I already have my pre-plans pulled up, and this week looks a little bit more calming than all the other weeks, so I'm very grateful for that. There is a lot going on, but I know that we can get this accomplished. So let me get started. So I want to pause here because I want to show how I prepare my weekly to-do list in a way that helps me to keep track of the things that I want to accomplish during the month. So in this step in my process, I like to take a look at what's coming up during the week so I know how busy I'll be during the week. As you can see, there is absolutely nothing going on, which I am not complaining about. I'm definitely happy with it. The thing though is that if it's a busier week coming up, I like to adjust my to-do list as needed. But because there's nothing coming up except on the weekend, we could accomplish a lot here. So let me reference my current week. So this is the current week's to-do list. The primary things that I did not take care of were rescheduling all the doctor appointments that I have, since I have to start in a certain order. So I need to reschedule the ones that need to happen after my appointment on the 26th. So got to make some adjustments there. Definitely need to carry that over. I do need to call the gym that I subscribe to and then finish planning the board meeting. But I will say that I already planned the check. So I'm just going to cross that out too. As you can see, it really was a great week as far as productivity is concerned. I really leaned heavily into relaxing on Sunday and primarily Monday, although I did get some things done. So I'm really proud of myself because I didn't overdo it and I made sure that I did just enough to feel like I'm making progress on some of my goals, but did not overwork myself and definitely rested. So I think that helped me to accomplish more this week. So I am going to carry over those 3 things, and then I will write down other tasks or so that help me get closer to my goals this week. I'm going to put this to the side and we're going to get started. super plain and kind of not bright and fall colored? Yes. But do I love it? Equally as yes. I don't know why. There's something about kind of like a cooler color palette with still pops of fun, which is why I put that page flag there. Really is kind of heading in the direction that I want to take my planning in, which is still functional, of course, but allowing myself to test out different things and just try to find like what will serve me in this season, which is definitely like being more creative and allowing myself to not just think about sort of like hard, boring things, but also give thought and put effort into more creative things as well. So I'm excited about this. I feel like there are ways that I can make this a little bit more creative, but that'll probably happen like during the week. So I'm not super worried about that right now. What I will do is kind of get some inspiration up at the top of the page. And then if I think of anything more creative, I will definitely be back and will show you what I did. Okay, so I finally took a little leap of faith and decided to try these out. I think these are primarily for one of the notebooks that Cloth and Paper released that has like the grids and like the times. I don't normally plan on grids nor on like timed sheets, so these weren't really for me. But once I saw that they were priority stickers, I think that was my spark of creativity to try to find like something new or different, or a different way to kind of incorporate this other than its intended use. So I just highlighted that there's a priority here. It is definitely those doctor's appointments. So then I know on Monday that is something that I absolutely need to accomplish. And if I don't accomplish it, I have not been productive. But that is the only thing I must accomplish on Monday. So I like it. I think it fits really well with the color scheme because this gray, brown, beige is definitely more neutral, so that green is allowed to just stand and be the star of the show. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you really enjoyed and found some inspiration on how to plan your week. If you have any questions about the products that you've seen in today's video, please let me know in the comments below. Also, thank you so much to everyone who reached out to me about having personal sized inserts for me to try. I'm super excited about that, and I will be sure to share my journey on here in the future once I get those inserts. Thank you so much for watching and have a great week. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.